Hey, I'm Vicky and today I'm going to be sharing my best money saving hacks. These are the things that I have used over the last couple of years that have genuinely worked for me, and I think they're going to work for you too. So my first tip is to have a goal. I think it's so important to incentivize your savings, particularly if you've struggled to save in the past. So when I set about trying to improve my savings a couple of years ago, because up until that point I had not been very good at doing it at all, I had in mind that for a start I wanted to build an emergency fund, so a fund that would cover me for 3 months if I didn't earn a penny at all for 3 months. Thankfully that hasn't happened, but I've got that emergency fund in place now. I also wanted to save money for, and I'm actually sitting on my goal right now, to replace these awful sofas which I absolutely hate. So that was like a daily reminder for me. This was my incentive. So we finally done it. We ordered our new sofas last month. Hopefully they're coming next month. And that to me has like been such a huge motivator for keeping going with the saving, because every time you sort of think, well, that's only 50 quid. I sort of try and rephrase it to myself and think, well, it's only 50 quid, but you multiply that 50 quid 10 times, and that's like nearly halfway towards the goal that you've set to get the sofas. So, you know, buying that dress that you don't need became a lot easier to resist because I was thinking about the ultimate goal at the end of all of this. So whatever your goal is, write it down. That can really help. Maybe put a picture of it on the fridge. If it's like a holiday, put a picture of the destination on the fridge so like it reminds you all of the time. And then it can really help to draw out a chart of squares, and each square represents say £100 or even just £10, and colour in the squares as you go, as you get closer to your goal. And honestly, it really helps to be able to look back and see, yes, I actually am doing it. Now, day one is always the hardest day because you're starting from zero. But once you get even like a third of the way through and you can see, wow, this is actually working, I'm making progress, it is such a good motivator. My next tip is to adjust your mindset. This was such a big problem for me. So this kind of mindset of need versus want. You want a whole bunch of stuff, but you don't actually need all of that stuff. So for me, it was a case of having to really stop and think, do I really need to go to Home Bargains and spend 40 quid on a bunch of stuff, which yes is cheap, but ultimately it's just a load of stuff that maybe in a year I'll replace with other stuff from another haul from Home Bargains. So really it was about thinking about only putting my money towards things that I actually need. So do I actually need that new outfit, or have I got something perfectly good in the wardrobe already? So really adjusting that mindset. And as part of that, my next tip is to adopt the 30-day rule, or at the very least the 7-day rule. This is where before you make any purchase at all, you stop and think for a few days and really think, do I actually need that? And I guarantee you that certainly when it comes to things like clothes, shoes, 99% of the time, by the end of that 30-day waiting period, you're going to think, actually, I really didn't need that at all. I found when I was breastfeeding my youngest daughter, the middle of the night was when I was weakest because I was nursing her. I was really tired, bored. I'd be scrolling through, like shopping, buying stuff on a whim, because like it kind of makes you feel better in the moment that you've like ordered something, because you know, sleep deprivation is hard. Ordering something makes you feel like you have something to look forward to. So it's trying to break that kind of cycle of looking for that immediate kind of dopamine hit of having ordered something brand new. So it's really important to just try and gently reframe your mindset so that you're buying things that you need, not things that you just want. And my next money saving tip is, it's only saving you money if you were going to buy it anyway. So one tactic that shops, all kinds of shops and businesses use, is to offer you money off something. So it might be 20% off your first purchase. Supermarkets have got buy one get one free or buy two get the third free offers every day, all the time, on a whole range of different products. But it's only a bargain if you were going to buy it anyway. If you don't need it, don't do it, because you're spending money that you wouldn't have spent anyway. And that's why this tactic is used, because it's such a good way to get you to spend your money. If you don't need it, don't buy it. My next tip is to ditch subscriptions. So we ditched our Sky TV subscription a few years ago, haven't looked back, don't miss it at all. We get plenty from Netflix. The Sky subscription was actually so expensive, it's quite shocking. So look for ways that you can cut back? Is there a magazine that you order all the time that actually you don't really read that much? Do you actually go to the gym enough to justify the subscription? Or could you maybe start working out outside for free in the fresh air? So just have a little look, write down all the things that you're paying monthly for. How many of them are necessary? How many do you actually need? How many do you use? And is there a cheaper alternative? So for example, if you have Sky TV, would you be just as happy if you picked up an Amazon Prime or a Disney Plus subscription, which works out a lot cheaper? And with things like Disney Plus and Amazon, there are sometimes offers, like for example, O2 a little while ago was offering a free Disney Plus subscription for 6 months. So keep an eye out for things like that where you could cancel your subscription in favour of something else that's a lot cheaper. My next tip is to go renewable. Now this tip requires a bit of upfront investment, but it saves you money over the long run. So I'm talking about products like face wipes, obviously very cheap, like I think a pack of sort of round face wipe, I mean it's pennies, isn't it? Whereas if you buy a set of renewable face wipes, that's going to cost you a few quid the first time around, but then extrapolate it over a number of years and you've saved money, and you're also saving things from going into landfill. So other products that you can buy renewable and save money are things like switching tampons for menstrual cups, switching sanitary pads for period pants. All of that kind of stuff will save you money in the long run. Cleaning products, so instead of using surface wipes or floor wipes, get a really good mop, get a decent cleaning product. I mean, you can even make your own really good, perfectly good cleaning product out of things like bicarbonate of soda and vinegar to clean your floors, to clean your surfaces. So don't buy wipes, use good cleaning cloths instead that are going to last you for several years. That can just go in the washing machine when you're done with cleaning, and then they're sparkly new, ready for the next clean. And another thing you can do to save money is go DIY. So things like hair, nails. Do you have to get your hair coloured by a salon, or can you do it yourself at home? You can save hundreds of pounds a year by doing your own colour at home. I think a box of colour is about, what, £5.80, £6, something like that, versus going to the salon. I think I was spending over £100 ago when I was going to the hairdressers and getting it coloured. Now I colour it at home. I've saved hundreds of pounds over the last few years by doing my own at-home hair colour. In terms of haircuts, obviously you're probably still going to want to go to the hairdressers every now and then. I trim mine occasionally myself if I just want to sort of make it last that little bit longer. But I do go to the hairdressers every few months or so. And then things like nails. Can you do your nails yourself at home? Over the long run, that's going to save you so much money. Now, having said that about ditching your haircuts and doing your nails, I think it's really important to budget for luxuries so that saving money doesn't become a total mental drain to you, so that you don't just start to resent it. So writing down all of your expenses can really, really help with this. Write down all of your expenses, figure out your budget, and enter into your budget something for luxuries. Now that luxury might be anything. It might be a takeaway, it might be getting your nails done, it might be getting your hair done, it might be buying a new dress, whatever it is. Have luxuries in the budget, but remember that they have to still enable you to save money at the end of every month. So it has to be affordable luxury. It has to be an affordable luxury, but allow yourself a treat. Now maybe that might only be every 2 to 3 months or so, but make sure you've got it just so that you can motivate yourself to keep going. It's really important to write down all of your expenses, and I do mean all of them. So that includes things that come up monthly and things that come up annually. So there'll be certain things that you pay for monthly and certain expenses that only come around once a year. So say like your car insurance bill. And actually that's another tip there, because if you pay certain things annually, you will save money. For example, car insurance, the bill is less if you pay it all in a lump sum all up front. So take a look at those bills and see which ones you can pay annually. If you're struggling to do that at the moment, then I really recommend you set up what's known as a sinking fund. So a sinking fund is where you put aside money for your expected expenses. So those expected expenses include Christmas, birthdays, you know, it's the stuff that comes every year. It's the stuff that's predictable. Don't let yourself be caught unawares by them. Have it all written down, put your sinking fund in place, be putting money aside there, enough money to cover these regular expenses. And that should enable you to pay for certain bills annually rather than monthly. And ultimately that is going to save you money. I've also been able to save quite a bit of money on food recently by looking for yellow sticker food. Honestly, if you shop, I think maybe round about after 3 or 4 p.m, there are so many products in supermarkets that have got yellow stickers on. So the yellow sticker is normally put on products that are probably going to go out of date either today or tomorrow. Okay, so you need to either use them today or you need to freeze them for use another day. But you can save so much. So the other day we went into M&S and there was a £10 Thai takeaway box and we got it for £5. Because we went to the yellow sticker section and found it there. So some supermarkets have a specific section for yellow sticker stuff, and some of them literally just chuck the yellow stickers on the actual products on the shelves where they would normally be. So have a little look around. As I said, if you go after 4 p.m, some supermarkets do it a little bit earlier, some do it a little bit later after 6 p.m. If you go around then, you should see quite a few yellow sticker items and you can really bag a bargain there. Like, as I said, I got 50% off a really nice meal. My next tip is you need to know your weaknesses. So your weakness might be fast fashion influencers. So influencers that are wearing a different outfit in their pictures every single day, and that might really wear away at your resolve to not spend money on clothes this month. So know that weakness, identify it, and temporarily unfollow that person, or you can mute them so that they don't appear in your feed. It's a similar story with email marketing. If there is a brand which, you know, really gets you with their emails, maybe unsubscribe for a little while. It's really important to know what is going to chip away at your resolve to save, and try and do your best to just avoid that so that you can keep on the path of your savings. If clothes are your weakness, it can really help to get every single item out of your wardrobe. Have a really good look at it, every single thing. I mean, drawers, wardrobe, everything. Lay it all out and go through it piece by piece. Now, what you can do here with some items that you're genuinely just never going to wear, sell them. But also what this process does is it reminds you what you already have, and you might actually be quite shocked by that. And that can really help to deter you from spending money on more clothes if that is your particular spending weakness. And on the subject of clothes, there are a lot of brands that will swap your old clothes for new ones. So for example, M&S, H&M and Shoe have all got their own sort of customer schemes where you can bring back a bag or an item of old clothing and they'll swap that for either vouchers, store credit, money off your next purchase. So it's really worth researching those schemes. I'm going to put a link in the description below to take you to a blog post that has a lot more information about that. There's actually free money to be had out there with things like store reward cards and apps. So this only works if you're spending in shops that you already shop in. So for example, if you do your shopping in Sainsbury's, do make sure you're using your Nectar card. Tesco literally gives you money off at the till if you swipe your club card. Don't forget your club card. If you are often forgetting your club card, download the app to your phone so that it's always with you so you can scan that, because you can save at least £2 normally on a shop just with the club card prices that they do. That's just the way they do their scheme now. They take money off at the till when you swipe your club card, and you also collect points as well. So take advantage of that. And then there's also money saving apps like Airtime Rewards is one that I've only just discovered, but that's really good. So when you download the app, you register your bank card with them, and then every single time you spend, you get money off your phone bill. Well worth doing. It's so easy to set up. It took me like 10 minutes. And in the long run, you can save money on your phone bill. My next tip is to find cheap fun. So find days out with the family that don't cost you an absolute fortune. So we all know like a day to the zoo or a day to a theme park just adds up to be a really expensive day when you factor in things like food and stuff. So find cheap fun, make a picnic, go to a local park for the day. And my final tip is ditch takeaways in favour of fakeaways. So a takeaway can cost you £20 plus. We recently got a takeaway from a really nice new Indian place near where we live, but it cost like 40 quid, like just for literally like the basics, like the poppadoms, the meal, the rice, a bit of naan bread. It was a really expensive takeaway. So try to look at your favorite types of takeaways and how can you recreate them at home. So there's a pizza recipe that I do using a Jamie Oliver pizza dough, and the kids absolutely love it. Now for me personally, I don't find it as nice as a Domino's pizza, but the kids love it and it is really, really good, I have to say. It satisfies my pizza craving, and that is more than enough. I've also got a really good chicken jalfrezi recipe, which I'll link in the description below. It's from the BBC Good Food website. That satisfies my curry craving really, really well, and it is so much less than spending out on a takeaway. So with your favourite takeaways, see if you can find some recipes that will satisfy you, or go for supermarket ready meals. A lot of supermarkets will do deals on their sort of takeaway ready meals, you know, like their Indian and Thai and Chinese. So have a look at that, because that can save you a lot of money, particularly if you're doing that at least once a week. Okay guys, I really hope that these money saving tips have helped you. I'm going to link in the description below to a blog post that I've written all about money saving tips, which should hopefully give you a few more ideas as well. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you on the next upload. Bye!